Hi, first graders. So, in reading, we are studying characters, right? And we're thinking about the characters in our book. Remember, characters are either people, sometimes they're animals, um, and really studying them and thinking about them so that we can really understand our books as best as we can. And one thing we've been talking about is that a lot of times in books, a character's feelings are going to change. They're not going to stay the same. They're not going to be sad the entire book. They're not going to be happy the entire book because usually there's some things in the story that cause them to feel differently. Just like in us, we don't usually feel the same feelings all day long, right? They change depending on what happens. So it's really important that we think about that to better understand the stories we read. So one way we're going to do that is we're going to do that by reading this awesome little book called Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats. All right, and I'm going to be stopping a few times just to talk a little bit about how the character Peter's feelings may be changing. All right, so let's do it. Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats. So just looking at the title, you see Peter's a little, it already changed. I'm going to pause it. So Peter's a kid, right? He's playing with his toys. It looks like he has a little dog named, I believe his dog name is Willie from another book I read with Peter in it. So Peter stretched as high as he could. There, his tall building was finished. Crash! Down it came. Shh! Called his mother. You'll have to play more quietly. Remember, we have a new baby in the house. Peter looked into his sister Susie's room. His mother was fussing around the cradle. That's my cradle, he thought, and they painted it pink? So I'm going to stop you there. Do you notice how my voice changed once I realized what was going on? So Peter, I think, is feeling angry or upset. So he's like, wait a second, that was my cradle and it wasn't pink and they painted it pink? So he's feeling angry. Let's see what happens now. Oh, I see more pink paint. This is not going to go well. Hi, Peter, said his father. Would you like to help paint Sister's high chair? It's my high chair, whispered Peter. So he's still feeling angry, right? These are his things, and he's got a new sister, and suddenly his parents are taking them and giving them to her, and he's not happy about it. He saw his crib and muttered, my crib, and it's painted pink too. Not far away stood his old chair. Ha, they didn't paint that yet. He picked it up and ran into his room. Let's run away, Willie, he said. Peter filled his shopping bag with cookies and dog biscuits. We'll take my blue chair, my toy crocodile, and the picture of me when I was a baby. Willie got his bone. So his plan is to run away and take that chair so that his parents cannot paint it pink for his sister. They went outside and stood in front of his house. This is a good place, said Peter. He arranged his things very nicely and decided to sit in his chair for a while. So he's outside of his building, of his apartment or his house. He didn't really run away. He's still there. But to him, I think he wants his parents to know how he's feeling right now. And this is the way he's showing it, right? He's upset. He's feeling angry. He's feeling like his things are not his things anymore. And maybe his parents are giving the sister a lot of attention. And he's feeling upset about that, understandably. But this is an important part. Peter sat in his chair. And guess what? He couldn't fit in the chair. Peter was too big. He can't even use it. His mother came to the window and called, won't you come back to us, Peter, dear? We have something very special for lunch. Peter and Willie made believe that they didn't hear. But Peter got an idea. Oh, I think something's going to change. Soon his mother saw signs that Peter was home. That rascal is hiding behind the curtain, she said. Because if you look here, you see the little feet. Hiding behind the curtain, she said happily. Oh, but Peter's a trickster, so watch out. She moved the curtain away, but he wasn't there. Here I am, shouted Peter. Aw, does he seem angry still? Look at his face. I don't know if you can see it, but I see a smile. His hands are in the air, and he's saying, here I am. Does that sound like an angry kid to you? I wonder if Peter's feelings are starting to change. He's playing tricks on his mom and smiling. Peter sat in a grown-up chair. His father sat next to him. Daddy, said Peter, let's paint the little chair pink for Susie. Wait a second. So Peter wants to paint the chair, his chair, for his sister? And look at his face. He's happy. So I'm thinking Peter realized something. Maybe he realized, those were his things, but he can't even use them anymore because he's such a big boy, right? And maybe he's ready for the next thing, like a grown-up chair. And just took him a little while to realize that, and now he's happy to share his things with his sister. And they did. And I like that page because Willie, he stepped in the paint and he made a paint trail. So that's the end. All right, so that book, again, we were talking about how a character's feelings change. They're usually not the same the entire book because things happen, right? Events happen in the story, and that usually causes a feeling to change. So in the beginning of the story, Peter was angry, right? All of his things were being taken away. He felt left out. He felt like his parents weren't paying attention to him. He felt like his things were not his things. But then he realized when he sat in his chair that he couldn't even use it. So he might as well be a big boy and sit in a grown-up chair and give that chair to his sister. And he helped paint it, which was really sweet at the end. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.